In a world wrought with struggle and strife, a world rich with beauty and grandeur, a world where peril lies around every corner, a world of casting and pony. One group steps up to share the perspective of the masses in this, the world of Warcraft. We are Podcast, the voice of the players.
You have crossed into the world of the dead in search of answers.
Welcome back. You are listening and or watching Pwnecast. This is episode 48, and we are in patch 6.1. I am your Warlock host, Belle. I did bring the Riders of Rohan with me today. I brought the mage who is apparently not allowed to cap Mage Tower, Frieza.
It is true. Every RPG I go into, I have to take Draenei Ruins, and I find it very messed up because I don't have a pushback or whatever.
No typhoon?
But, yeah, I don't have anything cool, so I'm not allowed to take Mage Tower. But yeah, it's okay. I think I should be able to at least take one Mage Tower.
So you can't even go to your homeland? Isn't the Mage Tower like your homeland?
They won't let me go.
What's that?
Even when it's my RPG, I still
Leave
don't let myself
alone.
go. Leave Frieza alone.
Oh.
No, that's it so far. One day I'll grow up.
One day you'll be a big people?
Yeah.
you'll be a big people and you'll be able to go to Mage Tower?
Exactly. One day.
Well, we're glad you're here. You did have Ebola or the swine flu. We don't really know what you had last week, but you had something. I
survived.
You're single, so I did rule out STDs as a possible sickness, so that's always good.
Yeah, I'm too lonely for that.
But we were trying to figure out what was wrong with you, and my conclusion was either swine flu or Ebola, so I don't know if
it may have been both. I don't know.
Could have been every sickness ever, even the hantavirus. Yeah. Don't even get me started. I'm going to rage about.
Hey, we have that here in Colorado.
I know, yeah, because you guys have a lot of area where there's mice.
Yeah, we have a hantavirus here.
Yeah, creepy. I did also bring the Death Knight who receives head from Yogg-Saron, like in
3.5 years I've been farming this stupid thing. 3.5 years, and I finally got Mimron's head last night. Or 2 nights ago, actually.
And it was really annoying because in Guild, he would link it every 5 minutes, and then we would be queuing up for RPGs or arenas or whatever we were doing, and he would be running around Storm Shield with a stupid head and plopping it on top of you, and you're like, seriously, get your head out of my face.
We're queuing up we're doing an RPG. I think we're doing one of them. And we're all standing there, everybody's talking about what buttons they're going to bring out. I'm like, oh, I guess I have to pull this old thing out. And popped out Mimron's head right in front of everybody.
And I just kept typing in Guild chat. Fuck you. Every time he would either mention it, that was my natural response.
And that's completely fair too.
I thought so.
3 years.
Nobody cares. I did also bring the kitty who used all his 9 lives, leveling to 100. Huge bloke.
I didn't just use 9. I probably borrowed about another 30, 12.
Did you level as Boonkin, or is that what you level as?
No, I started leveling as Boonkin and then rapidly got the shits on with it and changed to Feral. And I managed to get the hang of that, but no. Because I'm leveling a hunter at the same time, and I think that made it even worse.
Oh, yeah.
The hunter is just so ridiculously easy and quick, and then I got back on the Feral, and I'm like, oh, look at that, I'm dead.
You have to shapeshift every 10 seconds to survive.
You don't have BOAs? Is BOAs not a thing?
Yeah,
BOAs is for losers.
Apparently that's the case. Well,
us cool people don't matter.
We're glad that you finally made it to 100 on your Riders of Rohan tune, so yay, golf clap for you. We don't have a whole ton of news to talk about this week. We do have some things to mention. The PayPal is now accepting subscriptions for Battle.net for Europe. So prior to that, you could not use PayPal. They've now finally managed to make that happen. So those of you in Europe, you can start using your PayPal account to do your subscriptions for all the Battle.net stuffs and the purchases on Battle.net. You can start using PayPal. Everybody's pretty excited, apparently. I never knew, obviously because I'm not in Europe, I never knew that was a problem. But
I was just about to say that. I never knew that, and that actually sounds really kind of.
And I like PayPal. I use PayPal for all of my purchases because it's super safe and secure. And if somebody tries to not do what they've said that they were going to do purchase-wise, then PayPal covers you. So I do like that. On the same token, I did see something in a WoW group. There's a group of people that are trying to get PayPal to not allow people to stop their donation that they've made to streamers. So they've done this big, huge community-wide thing to please stop, because apparently the streamer gets charged a chargeback fee for them having to take that money back and give it back. What happens is people go on these guys' streams, they give them a shit ton of money, then they go to PayPal and say, oh, by the way, I was just kidding, please give me my money back. So the streamers get charged money, which I'm not really QQing or boo-hooing over streamers and their poor $1.50 that they're losing, but it is valid. I do understand. I do understand that PayPal is a problem for streamers.
Just skirting around such a dangerous topic again after last week.
You know, so yeah, there's people. If you guys are interested in backing that movement up, there's a petition going around the Facebook interwebs for World of Warcraft. They're trying to get PayPal to shut that down for streamers. In line with the streamers, the winner of the Blizzard Streaming Awards that was voted for by fans after the nominees were picked via Twitch numbers and popularity contests was Bajira. Now I'm excited for that because I do like Bajira. He's actually
I love Bajira.
He's one of the few that I do. He's one of the few that I do like. So we're really excited that he was the one that won it. I'm really glad it was him and not others. So
how can you not like him? Have you seen that dude's beard?
He's really nice.
Seriously.
He's really great to his fans in the community. He's really his future fiance or future wife, whatever you're going to call her, she is a real down-to-earth individual. She doesn't have the typical girl gamer stigma. She's a real person. They really, really care about the people, and I really enjoy. I don't watch them stream, but I do watch their vlogs sometimes for their pre-recorded stuff, and I do like it. But yeah, he did win, which is I feel I could be less pissed off about the fuckery that occurred during that because he was the one that won it and not somebody else. So I'm happy.
I was happy it wasn't Soda Poppin'.
Well,
I was happy it wasn't him, man.
That guy.
He treats his fans like crap,
He
still has a lot.
He thinks he's amazing, and I don't think he's that amazing.
Well, he doesn't play WoW no more.
When
He doesn't play World of
Wait,
Warcraft. So why even?
Talk to me when you break World of Warcraft records. That's what I care about. I care about you breaking records, you paving the way for changes, you being somebody that's untouchable. Seriously, do something important besides dyeing your hair. Boys, don't dye your hair. It's not normal. If you're dyeing your hair, it's not normal.
Well, I'll say he is unstoppable when he is playing.
I'm not saying he's not a bad player.
Fine. I'm getting to that age where I'm getting a lot
Oh,
of rage.
don't even talk to me about that.
I can't say anything.
Because then I'm going to start raging because Hots for Shots changes his hair color every other week. And I'm like, you're a boy. Seriously, stop dyeing your hair.
I do what I want. I do what I want.
Since we're talking
You're
about
not my mom.
since we're talking about streamers, the 10% damage reduction was reverted, and I'm going to tell you why it was reverted, because everybody got on there and cried like a bunch of fucking babies. Oh, boo-hoo, I didn't even notice the 10%. Nobody noticed the 10% difference, and if you say that you noticed the 10% difference, you're a liar, because half the people were like, oh, was it live? We didn't even know it was live. No.
So
whatever.
it was already hard enough to kill the healers. Why
I
make
knew it was.
further to make that struggle further when I sat there and I had to struggle to fight a Resto or a Resto Shaman or a Mistweaver or a Disc Priest, and every time I saw them up, except for Resto Shamans came in, I clapped. But any other classes come out of there, I'm going, really? And now we're going to make it 10% even harder?
PvP, this whole supposed live bullshit happened. I didn't notice one difference. I noticed all of it. I've done actually 2,000 arenas this season alone. Put it live and not
I noticed it because I was doing 1.5 million damage in probably 20 seconds in the match, and for my full burst, and that went down to 900,000, 800,000 for my burst.
That might be you.
I did not feel that it adversely affected my gameplay, but they did revert it because everybody cried about it, and this is just proof that Blizzard will cater to the crybabies. Here's the thing, and I'm just going to say this once. So Rain of Fire was nerfed 60%, and we all cried about it, and it didn't. I mean, you guys were all perfectly fine with the Rain of Fire nerf. Nobody bitched about that.
Warlocks are OP.
I'm over it already.
Especially them Affliction Warlocks. I'm telling you what.
Mm-hmm. It did have an effect on my poor huge bloke in PvP. Instead of dying in like 6 seconds flat with that 10% nerf, I died in about 7 seconds.
About Affliction.
I love it.
I don't care about Affliction. If you're Affliction, I don't care. Good for you. Go have a cookie, eat a biscuit, eat some Vegemite. I don't care if you're Affliction. I don't care. Ugh. I
would
really,
say things
you
like
know,
that.
just so you guys that are listening and watching, they mention Affliction on purpose because it literally makes me rage. Because I enjoy being destruction. I like what I do as destruction.
Unlocks 100. This guy here is Affliction.
Whatever. Well, that's because he doesn't main a lock. So
I will say that shamans now, in my opinion, are living much longer,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm actually very impressed with that. I think Blizzard just finally got the shaman back into the arena, but not fully. But they're coming back.
I mean,
seen them
Resto
in there.
Shaman still, I'm gonna kill you. Just so you know. I mean,
Some of them are getting really good though.
no, they really are, and I think that just comes down to skill. And
But I think they should.
Persistence is paying off.
Yeah.
And we dealt with the Resto Shaman last night in RBGs. And I know there was a point that there was 4 or 5 people on him.
wasn't going
And
down.
he was able to survive.
Well, to be fair,
I mean,
he
he had some help.
He had 3 other healers that we
Right.
could.
But still, he's a shaman. It shouldn't matter.
Yeah,
He should go down.
Squishy.
And they are surviving now.
They
so
are.
they.
Stop.
That's one thing about Blizzard. That's one thing about
No more
Blizzard.
shaman talk, all right?
No,
I'm
no,
getting,
no,
I'm
no.
getting
That's what-
emotional.
That's one thing about Blizzard is they do the behind the scenes buffs and nerfs without anybody knowing about it. And I think one of them was they put the shaman. They're trying to get the shaman back in there, but doing it underground. No one really knows what's happening. But I'm physically seeing it. So
If you want to be a Resto Spec, go Druid.
Excuse me. Just real
What's
quick,
this?
gonna
He's
go
doing
and
this.
get my tinfoil hat
Oh,
and put it back on. There we go. I don't think that's the case. I'm sort of in between on this one. Like I'm glad that they listened to the community and actually reverted the change in that sense that they listened to the community.
Hang
But it
on,
had
you
to be
guys that are
over
not
such
watching, that are listening to the show, you can't see me rolling my eyes, but there's a big fat eye roll.
No, but here's the thing. But what a bullshit thing to listen to and change. Like, out of all the things that people
agree,
gripe about,
I agree.
that had to be it. It was, we're going to pay attention to this.
they don't know a thing how to run.
And
the
I don't
game.
think
They
that
don't know
they've
how to
done
do it.
anything differently to the classes that were having some issues in PvP, or the specs rather, not so much classes, because I think it's people learning to overcome, like with my destruction. I've learned to overcome things that have happened over the last 3 or 4 months. It's been a learning curve in me theory crafting and testing. I don't really know that they've done any kind of underlying maybe secret changes, but I think it's people that are learning players are overcoming the fuckery that's happened, and now they're just making the best of it and saying, okay, obviously Blizzard isn't going to fix it, so I just need to make the best and learn how to overcome the nerfs, because I don't really know that they're even nerfs. People call them nerfs, but something's
do a
getting
project
nerfed every
here.
day. So
They need to give us back our 20 focus trank shot. This is ridiculous.
okay,
50
first of all,
focus for
hold
trank
on.
shot.
You for real
Hold
right
on.
now?
Focus for
Let
trank
me
shot.
get up in the camera, because fuck hunters. That's why. Okay,
50
seriously.
focus for a trank shot. Imagine you casting a spell that costs half your mana.
I'm so
We need
sorry.
more pets. We need 10 more pets.
I got freaking attacked by a birds of prey and 3 other pets, and then here comes another hunter in the RBG with his birds of prey. I got 50 fucking birds on me, and I got like 30 hunter pets on me, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna stand here and die.
I will admit, I went into arenas. I was taking our Guilty Vegas through, and he's gearing up a Holy Pally. And I go and I say, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit him with trank shot, get all his buffs off him, and I should be able to kill him. I shot twice, and it was grayed out. I'm going, why can't I shoot it? I did not realize, and I didn't read that they changed it to 50 focus for it. We lost that arena quite quickly.
Oh, poor baby. I feel so bad for you, you poor hunter. You poor overpowered hunter that's good at everything. Boo-hoo.
Look, I know what it's like whenever you have a problem with your spec. You know, when I'm in Beastmaster, no, that doesn't work. Well, you know what? If I'm in Survival,
No,
no,
that doesn't work.
work.
I can't even deal.
Marksman, no, that's pretty good too.
That's
Never
pretty
mind.
good.
You guys can go ahead and keep on
Mhm,
going.
yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
we play the classes that are, you have to really work hard for your meal. Seriously, you have to eat your Wheaties, and you have to drink 3 Rockstars, and you have to really be mentally prepared for what's about to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm
Taking
hoping.
offers for sponsorship.
I'm hoping that they're going to continue to do. They seem to be working a lot with Ashran lately. What they've done now with Ashran, as far as the side events, they're no longer on individual timers. The events are basically selected for random intervals to start. So if you have Ashran Buddy, that shit's broken and it's not going to work, because they need to, whoever the developers are is going to need to adjust. So it says that they're random regular intervals. I don't know what that means. Is it random? Is it regular? Is it Which way are we going here? I don't.
I won't be there to find out.
It's
so I don't care.
randomly regular. I mean, I have to go there once a week for 200 my conquest. I mean, I have to.
I would presume that the event times are going to be regular, but which one is going to be random?
Okay, that makes sense.
Because at the moment it's so predictable. Like after this one,
I like that though. When you're doing the
that one goes
one shot, get her done. You're done with your 200 conquests to 2 events.
And not only that, when you had two strong groups, the Alliance and the Horde group in there, and you're bouncing from event to event. I mean, some of them battles where they're just truly epic. Okay. Yeah. And you go in there and you're okay, everything's fine, and next thing you know, you see a sea of red coming up over the horizon. You're going, oh shit, we're done. You know.
And a ton of chamois.
I have to say. For as screwed up as some of the parts of Ashran are, we've been doing those pretty prevalently, making sure we're taking the guys on the RBG team and stuff through Ashran to make sure they're getting their 200 for the week. And I have to tell you, the side events, I don't even do the main event anymore. We just go and we go to Pre-Made Finder and we queue for a side event group. I have never had more fun in my entire life because he's right, these battles are these epic 40-man, literally right before the event starts. They are battles. They are battles of who's stronger, who has more numbers. I mean, we probably had, I think we were waiting like 16 or 17 minutes for the Risen Spirits to start, and it was still we were still battling even when it started. It was just consistently back and forth, and I am enjoying the side events, and I do like. This is where I'm going to agree with Blizzard, and they did that stuff to the main.
Don't do it.
Uh-oh.
Now
Ashran is the stupidest idea in the world.
Agreed, but the fun I've been having, I now understand why they did that to the main event. All the changes they did to the main event to force people out to the side events, right. I now understand those changes.
But you have to join a pre-made to have fun. You can't just go in your own round.
Right, but that's
I have a blast by myself.
Well, we've done it.
I'm just saying that's sad that you have to go find an OP group to go have fun, then get one going in your round because it isn't happening because Ashran's POS.
But it takes 2 seconds to queue in, and it's auto invite, and boom, you're in. I understand what you're saying, but it's not like you're spending 30 hours trying to find a good group that will. Most of them will have auto invites that they constantly swap out offline. I mean, I get it. I understand what you're saying. They didn't really make it where you could come in with your own group and do things because you can't go in with just 3 people because you're going to get owned in every shape, form, and fashion. You're going to see that train of Horde going from an event, and they're going to trample right all over you.
Yeah.
And then
you have to go join a round that has 2 groups of 40 running around.
Yeah, I agree with that. But they hopefully they're gearing towards making it better and fixing all the things that they should have fixed. In lieu of that, I did MMO Champion featured an add-on that I did check out and tested myself. It's for the group finder. It's called Pre-Made Filter. You can get it from curse.com. What this add-on does is when you go to your group finder, when you're looking for a group, it offers a box that pops up that's additional filters. You can filter by realm. You can filter by class and spec. You can filter by events. You can filter by bosses. They've literally given you so many things in this add-on, which obviously is not a WoW it's not World or Blizzard. It's actually a developer from Curse. So this filtering system literally makes it where you can find and sift through all these different events to really find exactly what it is you're looking for. I did check it out. It's really, really nice. And I did enjoy being able to – I wanted to search for realms that I enjoy playing with people on. I typically, when I'm doing Ashran, I like to go with Tichondrius Alliance because Tichondrius is a PvP server, so typically they're really, really good at what they're doing. So it's called Pre-Made Filter. It's got really, really good search criteria that they really broke down for you. So if you like using add-ons, I do recommend that you go check it out, especially if you're heavily into the group finder thing.
I've installed it, and I did use it to go back and do a legacy raid of Ice Crown.
Did you use the filters?
Yeah, just to test it, and it does seem really simple and straightforward, and there are a few people using it. But I got some days off coming up from work, and I intend to really get stuck into it in this week coming and have a bit of fun with it because it does make it super quick and easy just to narrow it down.
Instead of having to scroll down and look for all. all the groups that you're looking for. But keep in mind, Solid Ice, they're still, for OQ2, it is still in beta. The developer is urging everybody to go to solidice.com and start using the beta so that he can really get an accurate test so that he can launch that live. So make sure that you guys go to Solid Ice and you go to OQ Group Finder. Do what you need to do, install the OCOM to get the alerts in game and start using that. He really, really needs people to test it in beta before he can launch it live. So if you guys want to go back to the better OQ, not saying Blizzard stuff is crap, but the OQ2 is going to be largely better than the in-game group finder, then you guys need to help. You need to help him test that out, which is tiny. And also, we were supposed to have Rathamus on tonight. Unfortunately, there was a scheduling conflict with Rathamus, and we were going to talk about TeamSpeak. Hopefully, we can have him on next week. Public Vent is being rebranded to BlizzVoice.com. You can already go to the website and check out the changes. We are going to be moving to TeamSpeak. We already have the TeamSpeak server set up. For use, it is free to use. There are videos on how to make your own room. The good news with TeamSpeak is it does allow you the ability to be a little bit more self-sufficient without having to rely on a moderator to do what you need to do to make your own channel and all those type of things. So make sure you go to BlizzVoice.com and you check that out if you're a public vent user. It's free of charge. If you have a guild, you're doing group things, maybe you just want to get on there and do some ERP with your girlfriend, whatever you want to do. It's there for your use and for your protection. The firewall, guys, the firewall. I'm just saying.
Right.
So make sure you guys check that out. But that was a very long-winded thing to say. I feel like I'm going to pass out. We doing good on time. Let's talk about our week in WoW. Friza, what'd you do this week?
Did a lot of RBGs. It's pretty much all I do at 4 in the morning.
You ran into me and Ashran on my phone, no less, which was really strange.
I did run into I was sitting there waiting for an event to start, and then I see this person yelling right behind me, "Let me join, invite me," and I turn around, this is Balancing on it. I was like, "Are you for real right now?" And then she whispers to me, because she noticed it was me too, so then she whispers to me, she goes, "Invite me to group," and I was like, "Is it my group? I don't know, I'm not in a group right now," which was odd, because I'm on Darkspear and she's on Argent Dawn. Why we were in the same area, Blizzard only knows. So that was interesting to see you in there. That was really cool.
And then he put me on his mammoth, and we rode off into the
into the horizon.
It was really weird, and I wonder if Blizzard has done some secret merging of Ashran zoning in situations to for the low pop servers that don't do a lot of PvP. I think that maybe there's
it was odd.
Maybe there's a secret merging, because I've noticed when I go into Ashran and I shout to invite to main raid, I'll get invited to a different server most of the time, which is kind of weird. If anybody
I know it's been broken.
knows or has a theory.
I know it's been broken too for a couple of weeks now. Some people they join an event party and they do the whole thing where they leave Ashran and they queue up for it again, and they get in there and they see everybody on the map, all the dots, and they run up to the dots and there's no one there.
And that's really crappy that they make you do that. That if you're already in Ashran and you leave, or if you join a party and it takes you to another realm, you have to leave and you have to sit in queue for 30 minutes. I think that's really shitty.
Some of them are still having the issue when they get back in though.
Yeah, because I actually did that. I came out there, I started getting on my trusty steed, and I come across the bridge, made a right to go to Molten Quarry, and there's where all my teammates were supposed to be, and it was all.
And you're just standing there on top of the dock.
Yeah. And even last night when we were in Ashran, I had I think it was last night, I had a problem where I got invited. We're all from the same realm, but because they came in after I did, invited me to group, they were on a different server.
Was it me that invited you?
I think so. It was like you guys. It was somebody. They were on whoever I was teaming up from my guild.
You were on the Warlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was me. I invited you, and I was on our server.
And I had to leave Ashran that I was in and re-enter, just because it had put me on a different server when I went by myself.
So weird.
Yeah. So I think that's what they're doing. Maybe they're trying to balance it out to where they're having, enough for. Because I've noticed it hasn't been. The first couple of weeks we were going through Ashran doing 17 wins in a row we did?
Yeah.
Before there was a timer, we ran and captured their base 17 times in a row without being challenged.
And then there was the 4 of us that tried to take the base, which was not the smartest idea, because we got stomped on, but we thought we were going to be soldiers. What else did you do? You just did RBGs, Preza?
That's pretty much it. I get home about 1 and do RBGs till about 7.
Well, there's exciting news as far as that goes.
Oh, I'm going to Days. Is that what you're going to talk about?
Yeah, so now you're going to actually be able to have a life because you're going to Days.
I get to go back to Days next month, so I get to get home at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon for the first time in a year.
And be normal for a change instead of getting on
Yeah.
when everybody's sleeping. Yeah, we're excited for that.
Yep.
So that's it, RBGs.
I'm ready.
You're doing good with RBGs?
Yeah, getting highly rated up there. It's fun. I just wish you could get into more of a solid group that wouldn't leave. I find RBGs funny because you could win, 5-10 games in a row and the whole group will still fall apart, or you could win 2 and the group falls apart, or you lose 1 and the whole group falls apart. It seems what thing I noticed about these RBGs, doesn't matter what happens, the group's going to fall apart.
Well, because people are smart. The law of averages. They know if they've won 3 or 4 games with one group, that shit's bound to go left at some point because people get tired. So I'm going to get out. I'm going to go to another fresh group that's high on adrenaline, and then I would
most of the groups that I'm in now, I'll be in there for a good 4, 5, 6 hours straight, and we'll go through a lot of people. But there'll be like a solid 5 people. There'll be like 5 people that will stay the whole time.
Right.
They won't leave, and then you have to replace in the rogues and the one healer that decides to leave. But technically, when
because the baby's crying and shit's on fire in their house, and the cat shaving the dog, and all the other different.
I got to join the 2K team recently, and I went to a few RBGs with them. We won, and then the leader logged off, so I'm still waiting to get a call back from those guys. I don't know what they're doing tonight. I'll find out.
Be my friend.
They accepted me. But I don't know.
Well,
we'll find out tonight if they let me in. No one likes mages. No one likes to run with the mage.
It's like kickball in high school all over again.
Yeah.
Class for the team.
Nobody likes to play with mages and RBGs. We're pretty much useless. So
kind of makes me want to go and apply for like a half decent team just to see how long it's going to take for someone to accept a chamois.
Well,
it's oh my God, when we're up there, we were in a 1900 group, and we kept going against the same team back to back, and at least once or twice, and they had one chamois in there, and he was the number 1 target every single time he went into the middle. And he wrecked him.
Yeah, and he did that night in game, and you're like, dude, don't be in RBGs. We will mess you up.
Enhancement's a force to be reckoned with, though. Let me give a shout out to enhancement shamans. Enhancement shamans, they're really, there's something there. Those guys are really doing what they need to do for enhancement. Went up a few.
It's just an RBGs, man. I wouldn't go in there as a shaman. I wouldn't do it.
I don't even like going in there as a warlock because I'm scared, but I am pretty great. I mean, I'm not amazing, but I mean, I hold my own, I do what I need to do, and I'm like 75, 76 CCs per match, so...
Yeah.
And it's not on the same person before you guys QQ and cry about warlock fear spams. For the record, I constantly switch targets, and there's diminishing returns, so quit fucking crying about it. I'm sick of it.
And also, when we start getting higher into the RBGs, people don't die. I've gone multiple matches where not one person dies. So, and that's common, it's all about who caps the first flag.
You don't die very often in Silver Shard Mines.
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
I really almost never die. I mostly just camp a base for the most part, unless they need me in Eye of the Storm or something to go down there and spin the flag with my prismatic, which is gorgeous.
I'm going to rage about the Eye of the Storm. I think in regular battlegrounds, randoms, you can get blown off the side, and it's super fucking annoying.
Yeah, it's fun.
Nothing is more annoying than sitting there having a battle in the middle and, you're blown off. Really? Seriously? I'm just going to fall into the abyss of nothingness here.
Are you just upset because you can't do it, though? Because I know
I sacrifice my succubus, and she gives me the whiplash ability, so I can knock back, but it's still, wouldn't like doing it to people. That sucks, but it's funny. I can't lie.
I wish I'd got on a recording, but I actually, the group at Lumber Mill I was with, they were really, they were all watching. I was spinning the flag, and they watched the Druid walk up and blow me off, and my reaction, just luck. And I blinked instantly, and I went right back to the flag, and the whole crew was like, "Oh snap!" I was like, "That just happened! I was like, "Hell yeah!" Because I saw myself go off the cliff, and I went right back, and I was
now
like,
everybody's
"There
asking
you
you
go."
for their autograph.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. That was really cool.
Lycan, what'd you do this week?
I got to raid again on my hunter, which again, for somebody who's not been in any type of DPS or healing spec outside of tanking him, it's interesting. Died quickly to the fire on twins once again. After I gave a whole speech about how we should not be dying to the fire, I died to the fire.
And then you hear me on TeamSpeak. Seriously, guys, are you fucking kidding me? Really? I was pretty bad.
The best part is I'm standing there and I'm trying to do call-outs too, and I'm standing there, I see myself die to the fire, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, the twins, it's frustrating to me because I don't die. There's times when I've mistakenly died, yes, it happens to everybody, but when it's the same set of motherfuckers dying every single time we pull on twins, come on. Seriously, get over yourself. Like,
every time you guys say twins, I think of those two chicks in TOT. Those,
it is the consorts, the twin consorts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
it is.
those were who were
difference with
they
these-
to the Thunder King? Were they like his brides or something? What was the deal with
He
that?
was kind of weird, so it was probably his brides.
Did they probably electrocute him? Ah,
Weird. What are you into? Electrocuting? What's
I'm
happening?
just saying, like, I mean, who knows?
Wait,
I mean, they
what?
probably strap
Hold
him
on.
down. Like, they're like his
Whoa,
mistresses.
whoa.
What happens in your
Reason number
apartment?
576. They're
And
private.
this is why he doesn't still have a girlfriend.
Hold on. So, is tasing a thing? Is it exciting?
Well, yeah.
What's- wait,
Everybody knows that.
wait.
No, just playing.
I'm like, what are you being serious right now? Okay.
No, I just every time you guys say
Candle
twins,
wax
I
was
keep
getting a little crazy, but apparently you're talking about shock therapy. Which
Candle wax, man.
Has a
Shoot.
little room when he opens up, it's all painted in red, hanging up on the walls.
I feel like this just took a turn for the young and the restless.
Hmm.
So let's go back to this tasing thing.
Oh, we're still on that. No, I'm done. I'm done with that.
Oh,
I
man.
feel like I should say the word balls now because I feel like it was led up to that,
no.
but I'm going to just let that stay in last week's episode. Tasing, wow. For those of you at home, if you have tasing stories in the bedroom that you would like to share with us, we're interested, and if it's any kind of Thunder King like-ish, because we're curious.
And twins have to be
And
involved.
twins, Basil, twins. Why is that every man's fantasy? Don't even get me started about that. I don't understand. I
Whoa.
can't even deal.
Is
Twins.
this late night? Late night talk show with.
But the twins, it's Cole and Phemos, and the cool thing about the twins is they do share a health pool, unlike the consorts who do not share a health pool. You have to kill one and then the other. They have shared health pool, and there's this fire, they drop a quake, and then
There's nothing cool
the
about
fire just goes, and you have to go here and then pulverize, and you stack for enfeebling roar, and then you're over here, and then somebody's screaming at you because you're over here, and then you didn't move for shield charge, so they stomp on you. There's a lot of things going on. It's actually one of my favorite mechanic-wise places, even though there's a lot of fire and everybody dies. But it's fun. So.
I would have swore it was Brackenspore after last night too. So yeah.
And you got your Warlock to 100.
I got my Warlock to 100 last week. I've been gearing her up. I think I got him up up to around 622, 623.
Oh, it's not
So
a female
not-
tune.
No. So
I just assume all
not-
Warlocks are females. Sorry, I'm just like.
No, not quite to 100, or to where I need to be rather for rating, but I'm getting there. And just the PvP.
Well,
been
for
having
rating
a blast
with-
and rated. I've been having a blast with doing. I've been carrying Vegas through a couple matches to get him up and geared, and it's just it's been fun. I'm really, like I said, I've never done PvP before this. I'm at like around the 1300 range, which isn't bad for the first time somebody's ever done this and has absolutely no idea what he's
twos?
doing. For twos and threes. Actually, my threes rating's higher.
I barely got 800 for 3.
I was watching Vanguard, and he was with his healer, and they were up there, and I think they were 26 something, and he posted it on the internet, and he's all, "Watch me lose to the OP team of the century," and it was Disc Priest and a Hunter, and they walk in there, and they know the guy and everything, and they're all, yeah, we're gonna lose. This is Vanguard. This is like the legend, he died in under 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the amount of DPS that I'm putting out, because I'm doing bouncing back and forth between the Beastmaster and Survival, depending on not the comp, but who I'm actually bringing along with me. My Survival is more of a constant overall damage, and it's just hard to recover from. The Beastmaster's burst, though, is real.
It's real. It's
yeah.
real. It's
between
real, man.
Stampede, I use the Barrage.
Sorry, you're boring me. Sorry.
Yeah. So it's been fun, and then my pride of last week was in Arathi Basin, and I was told by our raid leader Zarth, who does our RBGs, you sit here and watch stables. I'm like, okay. So I went down, I capped stables. In the entire fight, every time somebody would come over, I'd be standing there out of camouflage. They would click on me, see me, I'd go into camouflage, and they'd turn around and run away. And I did absolutely no damage the entire fight.
I wouldn't try to mess with
Nice.
them either.
Yeah, so
I always tell my group that I'm with, because they want you to 1v1 the person that's coming to take your flag, and I can do it for the most part. I've actually done it, but I always tell them I could survive and CC and spin the flag for about 45 seconds, no matter what, of how many people come attack me. I go, you guys got 45 seconds to come save me and keep this flag. And remember that when I make that call out, you got 45 seconds, and I am not gonna be able to spin it no more, man. I pop all my cooldowns. I'm crystal, frozen orb. Everybody's stunned. And everybody's freezing. Polymorph, freeze, dead. And then finally one druid will step in and spin the flag. But I'll survive that 45 seconds. I'll survive it, and I'll spin that flag.
Well,
But pretty much it. That's the only action I get in RPGs.
that's the only action you get in life, sir.
Period.
Except
if
for
I'm
the
lucky-
teasing, there was the teasing.
If I'm lucky, they pull my hair just right.
Whoa! Hold on. Yeah, I'm never going to argue with a good old hair pulling since I am a girl. So I'm just going to throw that out there. That's never a problem in this house. However, that was just really weird that you would say that. And I'm looking at the top of your head, and there's not a lot of hair there, so I'm wondering what hair are you talking about?
You don't know my life. You don't know if I wear a wig. Nobody
I don't know
knows.
what just happened, ladies and gentlemen. We have just exited the building. I don't. Wigs, tasers, and hair pulling is a thing this week. So. Well, we're nothing if not appropriate. Sometimes you just have to have a little hair pulling to make your day, and possibly a taser. I'm still creeped out about the taser, but I am going to look into that. If anybody's interested in my findings, please email me, because I'll make sure I get back to you. Don't know if the husband's going to be keen with that, but we're going to find out.
He doesn't say no to a party.
No, sometimes there are certain components. Somebody said something to me the other day, and they're like, "Hey, I have an idea I want to talk to you about." And I was like, "Well, does it involve a tub of Jell-O and pliers? Because I've tried it once and it was a bad idea." And he's like, "Wait, what? What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Well," he's like, "Was it the pliers that was the bad idea?" And I'm like, "No, the Jell-O was the wrong flavor." And he's like, "Wow. So okay, I'm done.
You gotta go watermelon. Everybody knows that. You don't go lemon.
You don't go lemon. Things weren't made for lemon. Anyway, we derailed. Bloke, what did you do this weekend? Well,
Besides be horrified at the last one. Crap, I can't really even think now, to be honest. No, well, obviously, I got the kitty cat to 100, which was, wow, so glad that's over.
We talked a lot of crap about him for not doing that, because it's the Riders of Rohan tune. So,
yeah, because I got a whole bunch of different tunes that I'm leveling at once, and that was like last on the priority list because I just didn't enjoy it. But other than that, I got to give a shout out to the Knights of the Dark Age again. They were brave enough to take me into their raid once again for the one night of the week that I could make it. And I'm going to go right ahead and apologize to White Opal, who's the raid leader, and poor Etheria, the poor Shami that's got to heal me, because I'm also that guy who's like, hey, fire, it's pretty, I'm going to go look at it. Like, I was dying to the most ridiculous stuff, because I really am quite raid rusty and just out of practice with that sort of stuff. And that's why I love raiding with them, because they're so patient with me. Because I honestly pick the dumbest shit you can die to.
No, patience has a limit too. I'm not a doctor, so patience has a limit. You know what I mean?
This will be the probably his second week,
Yeah,
maybe
but you don't
third
raid
week.
very often
But-
anyway, so that's understandable.
No, that's what I mean. Like this will be the second week or third week that I've like consistently seen those bosses, and I am trying and getting better and whatever else. So I always make a point to let them know that I'm very thankful for their patience and sort of they're like, oh, why don't you try this, or you really got to watch out for that, and it's getting there. Like my rating is getting there slowly but surely, and the highlight of that was I got a couple of pretty sweet drops and ended up getting to 666 eye level, and I'm like, no, that's it. Don't want no more gear. I just want to be, the evil spawn eye level. So it was a good week, but at the same, just the majority of it was all tied up in that damn kitty cat. Like,
Yeah. So what didn't you like about the druid?
He just didn't like leveling.
no,
Yeah,
I love leveling.
Oh.
I when I was trying as Boomy, there's like bars that go this way to the little moon thing
Oh.
and back this way to the sun, and there's like press this and do that and blow him backwards and then put some roots and shit on him. And I'm like, too much.
I
So
agree.
I changed to kitty cat, and then it was all like, oh, I'm going to be secret ninja style and come up and swipe him and all this sort of stuff. And I don't know. I don't know whether I'm too used to playing like the chamois, and the lock and the DK that I've got. So to go to a completely different style of class, like I said, like the feral, I sort of got my head around a bit better now. But I think that's largely because I haven't spent the same amount of time. So, I mean, eventually I will get there, but...
I leveled as Boomkin, and I do feel your pain about that. I do think once you've played certain classes that it's really, really difficult for you to easily switch to another one. Casters specifically, the three of us were casters, and those really are a beast in their own. And when I leveled as Resto to 90, and then from 90 to 100 I was Boomkin, and... because I had another Resto Druid that was leveling with me, and I found the same thing, a lot of things going in different directions, and I'm used to my casting and where it needs to go, and then I starfalled, and I died, and stuff happened because I pulled the other side of the planet, and I didn't know, and stuff happened.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I swear that was the big. I know you can glyph it or like detalent it or whatever the crap it is that you do, so it doesn't go completely berserk. But I'm so used to the rotations that I've got with the other characters, and I'm like Boomkin, and I'm like click, click, click. Why is everything coming at me? No, like feign death. Wait, why the fuck's that not working? It was just, me and the Boomy, man.
Well,
we
Frizo,
tried,
when
like,
you had
we
yours,
tried
you leveled as
so much.
Resto? No.
Who?
For your Resto? Your
He was boosted.
Oh, he was boosted.
He was boosted.
So you never played Boomkin or Feral, you were only just...
I went straight from Resto, and I tried to go Boomkin now. I think he's level 92, my Druid, and he is Boomkin, and I started to have a mental breakdown because of the whole shading to the light to the dark, and learning the buttons and shapeshifting. I just said I'm never touching this tune again. So I did switch to Resto while I was leveling, and just started using my Wrath and Typhoon and my Hurricane just to kill the people I was trying to kill, because I found it easier just to do that than to just go to Boomkin. Yeah. I know some of the viewers are like, "What's so hard about it?" I only have one character. It's a Frost Mage, so when I switch, it's very hard for me to...
Shamans and Warlocks are very similar in playstyle, as far as what occurs mechanic-wise for us, and I think...
Right. The Boomkin was,
the biggest thing
not,
I learned
not me.
From leveling the Druid was I like to use the spell flash add-ons just to sort of get my head around the rotations a bit. For me, if you're going to level as a Boomy or even a kitty per se, turn that off, because the amount of shit flashing on the bottom of my screen, like, I'm surprised I'm not sort of sitting back in the chair. Like,
yeah, that's what I felt like doing.
Honestly, I think that didn't help the overwhelming side of it. Like, I know there's people, like you just said, there's people that are playing Druids all the time. They're like, it's not that hard, man. You're shit. I'm going,
I have a Druid.
For me, it is.
I've raided with my Druid, I've tanked with my Druid, and then they say, hey, can you go to Feral? Sure, I'll go Feral. And they say, hey, can you go Resto? I'm like, sure, I can go Resto. And then the one time they say, hey, you can go Balance? I said, fuck you. That's not going to happen.
Like, I'm gonna ditch the Boomy spec and maybe try the tree. I'm not mean enough to the other people on Argent Dawn to be like, oh, I'm gonna be tank and go bat form. Like I open that to people. I like to mess around, but I ain't that cruel. But I am tree former go and just see how that goes. Because I don't want to give up on the druid yet. Like everyone talks about him and raves about him, so I got to play with it
a little bit of work
more.
if you're interested in that. Yeah, and then we have plenty of help. I mean, we do have a website that can help you with those kind of things. There's an excellent druid guide.
Do you have the address handy?
I do.
Yeah,
I happen to know it.
called?
It's PwnecastDailyQuest.com, and we actually had Lala who wrote a fantastic druid guide for your help. But yes, that is PwnecastDailyQuest.com, which is
actually here in the background. He's just quickly gone on and edited that, and it's like remove spell flash add-on.
Well, for me this week, it was no homework week for me. Those of you that do know me know that I do my continuing education, even though I have a corporate job. It's always nice to make sure that you know what's going on in your industry. So I do take continuous classes for computer programming, and I had a spring break this week. So I was like, woohoo, spring break! But I have kids, and I play WoW, and I don't go anywhere. All my friends are on Skype. So woohoo, let's raid, let's RBG, let's do stuff. So... that was I did have a few margaritas on Skype, and it was lovely. The one time you fall in a freaking hole, they never let you forget about it. All of a sudden you've had too much to drink because you fell in a freaking geyser in Gorgrond on the mountain. All of a sudden, then you're being judged.
And had to be helped out.
Because we don't have that many priests on hand to
I was looking for
whip
something,
you out of there.
and in Gorgrond there's all those mountains, and there's these geysers, right? And if you fall in the wrong one, your ass ain't getting out. You're stuck. So now most people would hearth out, right? Because that's the thing to do. But I had spent so much time looking in this one area that I didn't want to run all the way back. So Ella, who is in the guild, she's also one of the Podcast admins, she comes to Leap of Faith me. She spends 30 minutes trying to find me because I'm hidden really, really good. I mean, she's literally standing on top of my dot, and she's like, I can't find you. So I go AFK to go make myself another drink, right? Because I totally needed it. And I come back, and I find myself at the top. So I'm really excited. I'm like, thank you so much. You saved my life. Everybody's making fun of me. Well, doing my thing, about 10 minutes later, I'll be damned if I didn't fall in the same freaking hole. I'm like, seriously? So I didn't tell anybody this time. I just hearthed out and was like, I'm done. I'm not coming back here for a few minutes. I'm totally done.
How is that even possible?
I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't drink very often. I had a few margaritas, and that's what I like to drink. And I don't know what happened. That's where I ended up. But
that's going to make for interesting times at BlizzCon.
We've been doing really, really good with the raids. The thing about raiding is people in your raid team, they always see themselves bigger than what they really are. And when I say this, I mean they think that the raid team is going to be this thing, this entity in of itself. So we formed Riders raid team. We didn't raid in Miss Pandaria. I had no desire to, but the guildies said this is what we'd like, so this is what we did. I turned myself into a raider. So you get into these raid scenarios, and you make these changes because people want this and people want that, and you really try hard to appease everybody, and you want everybody to be able to play because that's what the Riders is about. Everybody come play with us, regardless of your creed, your color, your religion, your political standing, your class, as long as you're alliance, whoever you are in life, come play with us. That's what we're about. Finding that sometimes that's not always a possibility in raids, because sometimes in order for a raid to be successful, you have to put a little bit of standard on some things. You have to put a benchmark. You have to have some things for rules and stuff. So working that out, we're structuring it as so for us to be successful. I believe we're 5-7 now.
Yes.
We're 5-7 heroic high mall, which isn't a huge thing. That's not really a big deal. There's guys that are already mythic Blackrock Foundry, but for the Riders, a team that started literally from the ground up to now, that's pretty freaking...
That's an awesome achievement.
Yeah, and we only raid 2 nights a week, and we only raid for 2 hours, because I think any more than 2 hours and you're banging your head against the desk because you've wiped 12 million times on Brackenspore heroic. So for those of you that are going, well, that's easy, I don't know why they're having problems, because we are. Get over it. Who cares? It is what it is. But that's what we did. We raided. I did a lot. I've probably PvP'd more in the last couple weeks than I ever have in my whole life, just because I remembered what I missed about it, and now that I'm getting comfortable in my Warlock skin as destruction, I'm starting to remember what I love about it. So it's been really, really great. That's what I've been doing. I've been taking care of me this week and doing what's fun for me in game, and playing with the guildies. We got a couple new additions to the guild this week. A few of them were podcast viewers, and a few of them were just people that needed a guild that wanted a home. So that's what I did in BlizzCon planning. Just so you guys know, if anybody that's listening or watching is going to BlizzCon, you're going to see us there. We don't know if Friza's going just yet. Odds are probably not. Friza doesn't like to fly, so unless we can tape him to the undercarriage of the car, yeah, he's scared.
Really?
Definitely.
You're like
Caracas.
this far away on the
Yeah, no, he won't
drive or walk or something, man.
He won't do it.
Really?
It was an hour and 40 minutes to get to Texas, and I almost had a anxiety attack
Yeah,
on the
he
plane.
can't do flying. So
That
we're
was-
hopefully
18 hours
maybe
in
something
the
can
same
happen and he can work it out to where he could be there. But as of now, we have Ella that's going, Bloke is going, he's bringing Mrs. Bloke, Lycan's going, I'm going.
I'm bringing the beard.
He is bringing the
Nice.
beard. I'm bringing the alcohol because I'm going to have no husband, no children, no nothing for the 3 days because we're going in the day before and leaving the day after. Hots for Shots is going. Me, Hots for Shots, and Lycan are actually going to drive from where I live to BlizzCon, so I don't have to drive by myself because it's only a 5
Why do I have the feeling this is going to turn into something like The Hangover?
I mean, that's pretty valid, actually. But
We're going to lose Cody.
I have this weird feeling
No,
I'm going to be
we'll
sitting
find
there in
him
my
because
hotel room looking
Hots
out the
for
window
Shots,
going,
he
oh,
might be-
nice sights.
he might be looking for some action. We don't really know. He's a single guy. He might be looking for a little bit of cosplay action. We don't really know what's going to happen, but I'm pretty excited because we're going to get to meet people. We're going to get to finally introduce the folks at BlizzCon and more of the WoW community to who Pwnecast is and what we're about. And I'm my plan in motion to stalk CM lore is in full swing. Yeah, it's Operation Bag of Nerd is what I'm calling it. So it's not illegal yet. So just be on the lookout because it's
It's
Operation.
only
Bag
illegal
of Nerd.
if you get caught.
She's going to come back with a restraining order.
I know, right? A restraining
I
order and a
believe
bail receipt.
it's called forced relocation.
But if you guys want to hang out with us, make sure that you guys stay in touch from now until BlizzCon to hang out with us. We're staying in some hotel that's by everything. It's not the hotel everybody stays at because that's already full. Because all the BlizzCon royalty stays there and there's no room for scrubs like us. But, they're making
Maybe at
fun.
the bar there is.
Well, and here's the thing. I've been tweeted by several people, and it's really exciting because as podcasters, you wait for the day when other podcasters start acknowledging who you are. And that's what's happened the last couple weeks. The rival cast media thing, we didn't make it very far. We made it to second round, but we lost to great people, and I'm really happy about that. We lost to Lita, we lost to Ro, we lost to some really, really, really great people. And what's happened now is we are starting to be able to mingle with the other podcasters. So it's like, okay, we're finally in your guys' club. I like your podcast, you like my podcast. Let's be friends and retweet. Let's tweet each other. Let's do stuff. So we're going to get together with some of the other podcasters at BlizzCon and do some, I don't know what you do. I just want to drink. So, I mean, if there's activities, is there Twister? My mind is spinning with all these
Fucking
activities.
podcast Twister is going to be fun.
Don't even know what's going to happen. Should I bring
I
J.E. Weld?
think it's safe to say that, like, if I'm not sitting in a panel or, like, trying to steal a copy of, like, Overwatch or the new expansion of WoW or whatever, it's safe to say I'll be that guy standing at the bar, like, come drink with me, people. Because it's half the fun of everything I've ever seen about BlizzCon is the interaction with all the other people.
They're
Like,
always tweeting that they're all drunk at the bar eating sushi. I want to be drunk at a bar eating sushi talking about, wow, hello, life of my dreams.
I noticed, especially this year just gone past, like a lot of the people that I've come to know and love through watching, streams and podcasts and being a fan of their page, wasn't so much about, oh, hey, I'm at the movie panel, or I just watched esports or whatever else. Like, they're all hanging out together.
Come buy me a drink.
Yeah. And even if they're not at the bar, like, they're all hanging out in the foyer or whatever, and they're all having photos, and they're catching up and taking pictures and just hanging out and really getting to know each other. I think that's half the fun.
I'm going to try to get Laura to sign my forehead.
Oh my god.
I don't really know if that's appropriate. I'm not really the sign my boobs kind of girl because I don't wear anything that shows any
I
kind of
totally
anything. So
am.
it would be, I did consider doing some type of cosplay to try to get Laura's attention in that manner. I don't really know that that's me in cosplay, probably not.
You dress up like more.
Ooh.
You'd be like one of those little.
Ooh, I like where you're going with that.
The ultimate cosplay.
Oh.
That's how you get arrested.
That's how you get a DLC number, folks. You dress up like the person you're stalking. You get thrown in jail for identity theft and impersonation. And did you know that if you impersonate more than one celebrity at once, it's criminal impersonation. So if I impersonate him and Metzen, that's criminal impersonation. Don't ask me how I know that. I'm not saying that I stalked people against friends.
It's kind of scary.
You really have looked into the nuts and bolts of
She
this
has.
whole sort of thing in preparation.
I just watch a lot of Law and Order, guys. That's it. I just know the law because everything on TV is real, so Law and Order doesn't lie.
That's right. And that's all real. Yep.
So tomorrow, friends, we're going to be starting a Kickstarter fund for Bell's bail money.
That just got out of control really quickly. So, yeah,
I'm
that's...
looking forward to it. Lots of new friends to meet.
I'm excited to
go. Hopefully some exciting news from Blizzard. Because I asked the question the other day. I'm like, and I want to see what you guys think. Like, every year there's some sort of big announcement, and obviously we got Overwatch coming. But what are you guys tipping that the big announcement is this year?
I don't want anything that's not WoW related. I don't really care about all the other stuff. All that other stuff.
No, but that's what I mean. Do you think, are we due for another WoW expansion announcement? Obviously, we got the movie.
I want to see a race announcement. I want to see them introducing a new race, a new playable.
Or new class, or new specs for the classes we have.
I'd like to see something new brought in outside of an expansion. I would like to see something refreshing. We brought pandas in Miss Pandaria. Let's bring something new. Where's the new at? You know, besides a new UI and new graphics, let me experience something, different, right? That's what I'd like to see.
Cool.
See something different.
Cool. What about you other two?
I don't know. I want Overwatch. I really want to see Overwatch come out as soon as possible. The new expansion, I hope they don't announce it. I hope that they wait another year for it to come out. I hope they don't rush it.
I don't think they're going to announce any expansion.
Yeah, they shouldn't announce anything. But if they do, that's going to suck because they can't even fix the one they have now.
I don't foresee them adding anytime soon.
We need them to come out and say, we acknowledge. I want them to come out and confess their sins, but they won't. But I do want to see something with the PvP. I don't know, maybe new arenas, new
maps would be really nice,
new RPGs.
Right? I'd like to see something new for a change.
Yeah.
Give me something.
It'd be nice. And they came out with that new arena. You guys remember that for the beginning of the expansion? That lasted about a month, and then that was gone.
Oh, I never.
I'm not sure you guys even saw it.
I was so upset about Warlocks that I didn't even deal.
Yeah, no, there was a new arena that did come out for that. Now I don't know all the facts about that. I don't know the story about that, but it was there for about a month, and then they got rid of it for whatever reason.
Yeah, I would like to see some new additions, arena related in Battlegrounds. I'd like to see some new maps.
I like to
see.
What?
Huh?
Do you think an expansion's a bit too much to ask for?
Oh,
an announcement of
No, they shouldn't be working on an expansion.
They shouldn't be working on that. They should be working on classes. Yeah.
Blizzard already has the next 2 expansions planned out.
Well, they need to catch it on the shelf where it belongs, and they need to fix the current stuff, and then hire some interns and go back to that bullshit like they normally do.
Yeah. And not get,
But they did, Lycan's right. They did say that they've got the next 2 already planned out, which is fine and dandy, but can you fix
what you got?
Yeah. Make it,
I'm just trying to think from a sort of historical perspective. Like, Warlords came out last year, so the following year at BlizzCon, do they, after they've released an expansion, is it the following year at BlizzCon that they announce at least the title?
No, I don't think so at all. I think this year is going to be all about Overwatch. They've done a lot of stuff with Heroes of the Storm. I think that's going to be the bulk of what's happening this year.
Right, it's going to be out of beta. Overwatch is going into beta.
I don't really foresee a lot of WoW stuffs happening, but they have to have something to bring to the table. It's like the iPhone.
Warcraft 3, you heard it here first.
It's like the Apple convention. They don't ever come without introducing some new piece of technology. So I'm sure that there's going to be something World of Warcraft related, but I'm hoping it's not an expansion.
So really it's a win-win, because if there's not that much World of Warcraft outside of the movie, of course, which I can't wait to be.
Oh, what if there's going to be stuff about that, right?
If that's the limitation of what they're going to come up with, we get more time at the bar.
No, but that would be really sneaky if we got like they did last year, but now it's finished, right? They're just working on the CGI and all the other stuff.
That's the super duper like epic mega big thing that I'm waiting to like. And it's not so much seeing the trailer; it's being in a hall full of every other Warcraft fan on the face of the planet that could get there and being a part of that buzz and sort of electricity in the air, the hype being all real, and then sitting there and watching it with all those other people. Because you could see that when we covered BlizzCon last year on the stream and that, like you could see the sort of the electricity in the air of everybody getting all hyped and excited about seeing the trailer.
I'm going to just
which
start randomly
unfortunately they never
pantsing
showed.
people in the auditorium during the panel. Anybody that's standing up, I'm just going to run behind and pants people the whole time.
Down in front.
Just for the camera's sake, and then I'm going to be like, brought to you by Pwnecast. Just kidding. But we're running into
Stickers made up.
we're
for
running
that.
into being overtime, so we don't have any more news. There wasn't a whole lot to talk about news-wise, so we just kind of had to come to you with some other random fuckery with whatever prizes, tasers, and that
Flies,
weird
jelly,
thing.
I'm
And
gonna
air
have
pulling
weird-
even. So that was exciting. We make sure you guys check out the PwnecastDailyQuest.com. Still doing it. Still trying to make it as best as humanly possible. If you guys are interested in being a part of PwnecastDailyQuest.com, make sure you email info@pwnecast.net. If you want to get a hold of Lycan, you can reach him at lycan@pwnecast.net. If you want to get a hold of Frieza, he does have a battle tag. If you're interested in, if you got an awesome RBG group and you need a mage, Frieza, what's your battle tag?
Frosty1321,
13.
and I will be your man.
And Huge Bloke, you can reach him at, he's got 12 different avenues to reach him at, but he is also at hugebloke@pwnecast.net. And you guys always know you can reach me at bell@pwnecast.net or find me in game. Thank you guys for joining me this week, and thank you all for listening and watching and giving us an hour of your time. Make sure you comment on the video. Tell us your likes and dislikes. Who's going to BlizzCon? I want to know. Make sure you comment, like it, share it, become one. And now is the part where I have to end the show because the freaking action figures are going to come out and I'm going to get creeped the hell out.
Oh,
So,
you gotta hold your breath before BlizzCon.
oh. What action figure? Do I even want to know what that even is?
Which one?
The one that you're creepily. Oh, my dear.
No, it's the same bit as always. It's
Roger.
my body
All
lineup.
I got are dragons right now.
On that note, we are out of here.
I'm
Thank you guys
hungry.
for joining us. We will see you guys next week.
They're taking farm. They're taking farm. We gotta get farm back.
Frostmourne's going to choke you up.
Oh my gosh, that is.
Do you really hate those things?
No, it just freaks me out because I always expect them coming out the side of the screen, and I don't know if it's going to be the broken one that really weirds me out because I don't know why it's broken, or. I don't-
Wait, you gotta bring out the next time.
You gotta bring out the orange one.
Oh,
That would be ideal. Bring out the orange one.
well.
Yes, I want that one.